This video will be a lot more personal compared to most of the videos where I am building a foundation specifically for myself. If you become a subscriber, then that is icing on the cake, and I appreciate you and thank you for wanting to grow with me. I actually do listen to my own videos because it puts me in the position of a student and I get to learn the same information in a different perspective, which creates tremendous growth. This is why I don't edit my videos. I mentioned in the Demons video that there were 3 things that led me to making this video. Sasha Fierce, or Beyonce's alter ego, was one, and the other 2 was a dream I kept having and the correlation of Mystic Tory's videos with what was going on in my life and thoughts. To start, I want to state that I would not have been able to recognize the things that I was recognizing without the growth I have gone through for the last 15 years of my life. Hence, the title of this video. The reason for the title is because this video is about my rising sign. The rising sign refers to the zodiac sign ascending over the eastern horizon at your exact moment of birth. It represents your perception of reality along with the recurring patterns, themes, and cycles you encounter throughout your life. The rising sign placement establishes the makeup for your entire birth chart. It is considered your social personality. It is how you dawn on people, and it represents your physical body and outward style. So I mentioned when I first started this channel that I was a personal trainer. I'm also certified in some other things. I have 2 degrees, teaching and driving experience, and a lot of plant, factory, warehouse, and fast food work. I mention all of this because I got hired at a particular gym, and no matter how many applications I did or other jobs I pursued, Spirit kept me at this gym for 2 years. So the numbers 2 and 1010 are really significant in this part of the story. The angel number 1010 is associated with joy, purity, unconditional love, and abundance. When this number keeps showing up in your life, it is thought to mean that angels are trying to tell you that you are on the right track to receiving joy, purity, unconditional love, and abundance. 1010 in love suggests a divine synchronicity aligning your path with that of your partner. 1010 simplifies into the angel number 2, which is associated with themes of balance, harmony, loving relationships, and finding your life path. So they both clarify each other. Where the 1010 came from is the address of the gym I was training at, which was 1010 Martin Luther King Parkway. So this story is taking place in year 2021. The reason that this is significant for any masculine on their divine path is because this is the year of the Pharaoh, not Pharoah, but Ferro. In the Becoming Divine Masculine and Feminine videos, I talked about ions and valence electrons and how they begin producing electric currents that have magnetic moments. Once this moment is reached, they are called ferromagnets. Once these atoms or ferromagnets fall into a parallel magnetic alignment with its neighboring atoms, this alignment is the same as falling into alignment with self. They have a high susceptibility to magnetization, which creates permanent magnets. This is where the story of Eve coming from Adam's rib comes from. Remember, Eve stands for electrons and valence electrons. So with me mastering self in the way God created life, I was able to recognize a lot. So I told y'all in the year of 2008, which is the number 1, I came across the story of twin flames and became obsessed with it. That was probably because I was like a kid again, starting over due to memory loss from my accident. Fast forward to 2021, and with all my knowledge that I had acquired over the years, somehow I knew that the person I was looking for, or my permanent magnet, was going to be in the gym that I had just started training in a few months back. So I'm training people, and of course, most were women, and I was getting crazy attention. So during that time, I'm actually struggling to pinpoint certain signs to let me know who or what I should be looking for because I was getting a lot of the same energy from the entire gym. People flirting or just being friendly. Then one day I started contemplating about the big three: sun, moon, and rising. You have two celestial bodies and then one action of one of the celestial bodies. And that's when it hit me. My rising sign is a Taurus. And if I'm rising through life like a Taurus, like the moon, the person I am looking for has and will reflect that. So now that I have figured out that I'm looking for a Taurus, of course, the divine threw in confusion. I told y'all in the chess video, the piece that I valued the most was the knight because it allows you to jump timelines. Go watch the video. It is the only piece that can jump because of my inclination to read and research with my thirst for knowledge mixed with my intuition. I was always jumping timelines while walking with God. I think this is why they were always sending confusion because of divine timing. The ability of the night allows for its ignorance of such timing. During this period of realization, most of my clients have disappeared except for like 5 or 6 women who all have Taurus as their sun sign. I knew this was the divine challenging me to figure it out, and I'm a sun Aries, so challenges excite me. I talked about earlier the magnetic alignment of the atom, now called Pharaoh, to create the permanent magnet. So I knew her feminine energy had to align with mine. I was able to narrow my search down to 2. One of them had feminine energy that was aligned with something that I was getting away from, and the other feminine energy was aligned with things that I was going towards. Every time I got around or connected to the feminine to the feminine energy that was not aligned with my feminine energy, things about Osiris and Isis would start to appear in my life. I didn't realize it immediately, but I started to recognize this as another tactic to confuse me. I got along great with the other feminine energy, and everything seemed to fit like a puzzle. How this feminine energy came into my life was, or better yet, my pursuance of her was supernatural. One morning, I was standing at the front desk at the gym, and it was pretty slow at this time. A girl walks in, and there was immediate attraction, but I asked her what she was hitting today. She looks at me with confusion, so I asked what was she getting ready to work on. She replied, legs. I got excited because working on legs is my favorite. I asked her, could I put her through a workout? She smiled and said yes. Let me go change. When she came back, I checked her out a little bit, but got into my trainer mode immediately because it's something that I'm very passionate about. I put her through a glute workout I had designed, and she enjoyed it. I have not got my business cards developed yet, so I gave her my number as a potential client. We converse a little more, and then she leaves. I go to YouTube on my phone to watch some videos, and the first thing I saw was a message. The message read, "What are you doing? ? Go after her." I no longer wanted to watch videos because this message was not on repeat in my head. I couldn't shake the thought, and it drove me to look her account up to retrieve her number. But I ran into a problem. She didn't have one. There was an email that gave me hope, but I was so confused about that because this is a complete stranger. Why do I need to be hopeful, and where is this hope coming from? I go through my entire workday with this girl in the back of my mind, ready to be back at the front. Whenever I got home from work and got settled, I turned my computer on and typed a nice paragraph. As soon as I hit send, I get a text message on my phone, and it's her. We don't know it, but our lives are getting ready to be intertwined forever. So after finishing 2021 with the feminine energy, I had the magnetic alignment with, the year 2018 started to make a lot of sense. The reason why is because I actually moved almost 3 hours away from my hometown to the capital of the state I lived in the year of 2016. My girlfriend at the time was pursuing her PhD at a school located in the capital, so we moved together. That relationship did not go as planned, but this story is not about that part of my life. So going back to the year of 2018, I enrolled in a university myself, in August of 2018 to be exact. Shortly after solidifying my enrollment, I started seeing subliminal and direct messages that I needed to move and there's a snake around me. I mentioned this in the Divine Masculine Does Not Know Who He Is video. I had no idea who the snake could be because I was meeting so many new people on my journey. I have learned that spirit works in threes, so the third message was like 2 in 1. The third message would always make me stop everything I was doing because it read, "This is the strongest twin flame connection in history, and you are ahead of everybody." Both of these statements appeared separately but simultaneously. So I was struggling to put the puzzle together because I had so many distractions, including my short-term memory loss. I kept seeing these statements over and over, and I had no idea who to look for, what to look for, or just what to do because I was the new guy in the area and the school, and I was trying to get settled in. Just like the gym, I was getting a lot of attention, but by the year 2019, I was a full-time student and dad, and I worked full-time on third shift. I finally did what Spirit was asking of me, and I moved to a neighboring city in January of 2020. I graduated in May of 2020 in the midst of COVID. So going back to 2021, after making my choice of alignment, me and the goddess began trying to get to know each other. There was instant attraction, passion, and excitement about growing and building together. The energy between us was pretty powerful, and we found out through conversing. We went to the same school and enrolled in the same year and month. This is why the year 2018, coupled with the subliminal and direct messages of the strongest twin flame connection and me being ahead of everyone, was starting to make sense. I decided to take a break, but she was still in school, getting ready to pursue her master's the next year, I think. I was working 2 jobs at the time, almost 100 hours a week, due to still trying to recover from my last relationship. To shorten up this part of the story, how much I worked is what started problems that led to other things until it got to a point where things started happening in my life that was telling me to let go. My life started falling apart financially. When we met, I was opening an online store for merchandise, similar to an Amazon store. I had a website for training through the company I was certified with. I was working 2 jobs, and I had clients for training. I had a nice car and a furnished home, and I was on my way to strengthening a foundation to bring in the person I was keeping my eye open for. So I thought. She had a weakness that I had before, but I overcame, and that was being a people pleaser or not knowing how to be selective with it. The hardest thing I did for us was to finally let go. After that conversation, she left my home, and almost 10 minutes later, there was a knock at my door. I opened it, and it was her, back to ask, "So are you not going to stop me?" I wanted to stop her, but all I said was, "Who said this? This is forever. We may come back together. Whatever this is, it's messing with me financially, and I've been getting signs from Spirit to let go." She left.